James Lininger's case is one of the most widely publicized instances of apparent past life recall in recent years. Born in 1998, James began experiencing nightmares at the age of 2, recounting vivid memories of being a World War II fighter pilot shot down by the Japanese. Born in Delhi in 1926, Shanti began claiming from the age of 4 that her real home was in Mathura. She provided detailed information about her past life, including names, addresses, and events. Her case attracted the attention of Mahatma Gandhi, who set up a commission to investigate her claims.
For me, last 3 lifetimes I have been same work, around the same place, and a few people, handful of people, same people. To such an extent that sometimes by mistake I end up calling them by old names.
Before we talk about rebirth and reincarnation of people in the history, let's first watch Sadhguru's video.
Namaste Sadhguruji, my name is Devika Patel and I'd like to ask you a question because you're a mystic and even otherwise, please don't say I don't care because many people out here I'm sure do. My question is, what do you think of reincarnation? Do you believe in it? And if so, can you elaborate on the subject and let us know what you were in your last birth? Thank you.
Now you already put strictures on me as to what I should not say. For me, last 3 lifetimes I have been same work, around the same place, and a few people, handful of people, same people. To such an extent that sometimes by mistake I end up calling them by old names. But you should not believe all this nonsense. No, because the moment you believe it, you will look at this person and little, if they're friendly with you, oh, maybe in my last life, my past life. It is very good you don't remember a thing about anything because in your present life, you are not able to handle the emotional tangles and psychological involvements with people. If you remember 10 lifetimes, you will break your mind. It takes an extraordinary sense of dispassion to download many lifetimes of memory and still not respond or react to those things and simply see it for what it is. In your present state, if such things happen, it'll be a disaster, but anyway, you should not believe these things because you should not believe anything or anybody. You should not disbelieve them either. Now in such a large crowd, I have a huge reputation of being very logically correct, and now you're making me say such stupid things. I'm staking my reputation. You must understand that I wouldn't make that mistake because I don't gain anything by talking about this, because you insisted that I should not dismiss it. But essentially what you're asking is, let me translate this question for you. Essentially what you're asking is, when you say, is there a past life or is there a future life, what you're asking is, beyond this body, is there something more? That's all you're asking. After my death or before my birth, was there something else? This is the question. Or you're asking, what is the nature of my existence? Well, that's my full-time business, to bring you to that experience as to what is the nature of your existence. You must come. You should not ask just a casual question here in Mumbai and disappear. Now you made me say illogical things in front of all these people. Now you must invest some time to know what is the nature of your existence. Otherwise it's entertainment question.
one of the other things that you've talked about is, the mind. And these are my words or what I've understood of what you've said, what the mind believes, the heart follows. What is in the mind is in the heart, in a sense, if I've got it right, unless I've got it wrong. Because when you say that there is no difference between, my mind is saying this, but my heart is saying something else.
You're talking about a metaphoric heart or your heart?
I am talking about metaphoric. I'm not talking about...
Okay. Not the
I'm
pump.
talking about metaphoric heart, not the heart that is, simply pumping. There is something else, which I've read some time back, which says that, you've got to search in your heart with your intellect. So there are all these things which is about the mind and the heart and, how you apply intelligence and perception to create awareness. And I think you've talked about that a little bit. Would you elaborate for us, the concept of intellect, intelligence, perception, and, how we can use that in our everyday lives?
So there's a whole lot of enterprise going on in the world by complicating very simple aspects of life, really. If you complicate something with incomprehensible words, and if you have a lot of words to do it, then you will seem profound, because anyway nobody can understand what the hell it is. So searching your heart with your intellect, the thing that you're referring to as your heart is generally the emotional side of you. So you're separating what is thought and what is emotion. Let me ask you a simple question. If you look at yourself carefully in your day-to-day activity, you will notice this. The way you think is the way you emote. Right now, if I think you are such a wonderful person, I will have sweet emotions towards you.
Which I hope you're thinking.
This is not a confession. If I think she's horrible, I'll have nasty emotions towards you.
Right.
I cannot think you're wonderful and have nasty emotions towards you. I cannot think you're horrible and have sweet emotions towards you. It is impractical and it's not possible. People act those things and it never works. People, I hate her but I'll be nice to her, they will go like this and do like this. Have you seen this happening?
Yes.
Nice things are done in a horrible way.
Right.
It is happening in families, among friends, whatever. Nice things are done in such a horrible way. If you want to do something horrible, just do something horrible at least. Don't spoil the nice things in a horrible way. So, now, the question is just this. Thought and emotion, are they same or are they two different realms? They are not. Thought is agile. See, today I can think, right now I think you're wonderful. Just next moment you did something I don't like, I think you're horrible. My thought immediately changes because it's agile. But my emotion is sappy. It'll take 3 days, it'll struggle and slowly turn around. It has a larger turning arc, but after 3 days it'll come my way. For some people it's 3 days, some people 3 months, but they will turn around, isn't it? Yes or no? The way you think is the way you feel, there is no other way. It is also true the way you feel is the way you think also. It depends which is more dominant in you. In a person, if emotion is forefront, the way they feel is the way they think. If thought is forefront, the way they think is the way they feel. You can't think one way and feel another way. That only happens temporarily, for some time, but emotion will catch up. Individual people having their own mission of life, I feel is highly egoistical and self-centered, because we are just a minuscule in this universe. This planet Earth, is a speck in the larger cosmos. The solar system itself is a small speck. Tomorrow morning if it evaporates, nobody will miss it in this universe, that's how large it is. In that larger speck of solar system, planet Earth is a microspeck. In that microspeck, we are sitting here in Doha, it's a super microspeck. In that super microspeck in this cosmos, you are a big man or a woman, this is a serious problem. We have no perspective as to who we are in this existence. We are too full of ourselves, so we have missions and ideologies and all philosophies and all kinds of things. We are too small to make any conclusions about the cosmos. We're too microscopic. I'm sure you don't have a microscope powerful enough in contrast with the cosmos to see who a human being is. It's too very small. But the beauty of being human is, we cannot grab everything in the universe, but if we are willing, we can perceive everything in the universe. It's only what we perceive we know, rest is all imagination. Maybe locally make some sense in every society, whatever conclusions a few people have made, because all of them agree to those conclusions, looks like it makes sense, but in the larger perspective of life, it makes no sense. It is only what we perceive, and if we only evolve tools for enhancing our perception, that we will know this life better, and there is nothing else can drive any of us except life itself, the phenomena of life, the power and the beauty of what life is. It's not for you and me to make individual traits of it, it's for us to experience it and express it and reflect it in every possible way.
Real-life accounts of people claiming to remember past lives are both fascinating and thought-provoking. While these cases lack scientific certainty, they contribute to the rich tapestry of the reincarnation mystery. Let's explore a few intriguing examples that have piqued the interest of researchers and the public alike. James Lininger's case is one of the most widely publicized instances of apparent past life recall in recent years. Born in 1998, James began experiencing nightmares at the age of 2, recounting vivid memories of being a World War II fighter pilot shot down by the Japanese. He claimed he was James M. Houston Jr., a pilot who died in 1945. What makes James' case particularly compelling are the specifics he provided. He could name the aircraft carrier he served on, the type of plane he flew, and details of his death. His parents, Andre and Bruce Lanier, were initially skeptical but became convinced as they researched and found that many of James' statements matched historical facts. Dr. Jim Tucker, a child psychiatrist at the University of Virginia, extensively researched James' case and included it in his work on reincarnation. The case raises questions about how a young child could have access to such detailed information about a historical figure, Shanti Devi, the Indian girl. Shanti Devi's case is a classical example that dates back to the 1930s. Born in Delhi in 1926, Shanti began claiming from the age of 4 that her real home was in Mathura, where she had a husband and son. She provided detailed information about her past life, including names, addresses, and events. Her case attracted the attention of Mahatma Gandhi, who set up a commission to investigate her claims. The commission, led by independent observers, corroborated much of Shanti's account. Notably, she identified her previous husband and son when they visited her in Delhi. The case was documented by Indian author and journalist Kedar Nath. Shanti's story is often cited as an example of reincarnation beliefs in India, where such accounts are not as uncommon as one might think. It also highlights cultural differences in how such experiences are perceived and accepted. Ryan Harmons, the Hollywood extra. Ryan Harmons, born in 2005, began expressing memories of a past life as a Hollywood extra from the 1930s and 1940s, when he was just 4 years old. He claimed to have worked for Hollywood studios and lived in a large house with a swimming pool. Ryan's parents, Cindy and Will Hammonds, initially dismissed his statements until they began researching and found that many details matched the life of Marty Martin, a real person who had worked in Hollywood. Ryan's case was investigated by Dr. Jim Tucker, who found that Ryan put Marty Martin in photographs and recalled specific details about his life. The Hammonds family's journey is documented in the book Soul Savior, The Reincarnation of World War II. The Hammonds family's journey is documented in the book Soul Survivor, The Reincarnation of World War II Fighter Pilot. Barbro Karlan. The Swedish girl who lived before Barbro Karlan, born in Sweden in 1954, claimed from an early age that she was Anne Frank in her past life. Anne Frank, a Jewish girl, became famous for her diary documentary, her experiences hiding from the Nazis during World War II. Barbro insisted that she was Annie and provided detailed information about Annie's life, including events that were not widely known. Barbro's case gained attention and she eventually wrote a book titled And the Wolves Howled, Fragments of Two Lifetimes, detailing her memories. Researchers and skeptics have scrutinized her claims, questioning whether she could have acquired information from Anne Frank through normal means. While the case remains controversial, it adds another layer of the exploration of reincarnation and the potential transfer of memories between lives. Pollock twins, reincarnation in the England. The case of the Pollock twins involved two young girls, Joanna and Jacqueline Pollock, born in England in 1956. Tragically, the girls died in a car accident in 1957. A year after their deaths, their mother, Florence Pollock, gave birth to twin girls, Gillian and Jennifer. From a young age, the twins displayed behaviors and made statements that seemed to mirror personalities and experiences of their deceased sisters. Gillian and Jennifer claimed to remember events and details from the lives of Joanna and Jacqueline, even though they have not been told much about their deceased sisters. The girls recognized toys and clothes that had once belonged to their predecessors, and they reportedly spoke with accents similar to those of Joanna and Jacqueline. The case was investigated by researchers and parapsychologists, adding to the ongoing debate about the possibility of reincarnation. While these cases offer intriguing glimpses into the mysteries of past life recall, it's important to approach them with a critical mindset. Scientific scrutiny and rigorous investigation are necessary to separate the extraordinary from the ordinary and to better understand the complexities of human consciousness. The exploration of reincarnation continues to be a captivating and challenging frontier in the realm of paranormal research.